Hi, this is Cole Stock with Mission Motorsports, and today we're looking at the perfect beginner bike, the brand new 2019 CRF250F. So the 2019 CRF250F is the perfect beginner bike. No experience necessary, none needed. This is the bike that's perfect for someone who's just getting into the sport, or if you guys just want a bike for your family that everyone can ride and learn on, you can bring friends and they could ride it, it's perfect. It's not too much, it's not too little, it's going to satisfy every need. For one, they replaced the 230. The 230 was a smaller version of this bike, size-wise about the same, but 20 cc's less. About 15 pounds lighter. It was an old bike, pretty similar suspension. It just was outdated. So what they did is they basically threw a 250 motor in it and they made it fuel injected. Fuel injection, if you don't know, is night and day on a dirt bike. Every time you crack the throttle, every time you go up a hill, you don't get any lag, no delay, instant response, which is perfect. That's exactly what you need. You don't want to lose any momentum. So this bike specifically has a gas light. That's one thing they threw on there with the fuel injection. That is so underrated. I can't tell you how many times I've ran out of gas. You should check it regularly every single time you go out on a ride. Actually, even during your ride, you should check gas every time you stop. It's also got electric start. You can see right here on the right-hand side. On the left-hand side, that's just the kill switch. I know it looks super fancy like launch control. It's not. It's just a kill switch. Your key goes in right up here next to the gas. It's got standard size tires. It's got a 21-inch front tire. And then on the rear, it's got an 18-inch tire. So just what your standard dirt bike would run, unless you're looking at a track bike, that would run a 19 in the rear. If you look at that motor, God, that thing's beautiful. That is going to be some basically bulletproof. They're designing this bike for someone who is new to it. They know you're going to beat on it. They know you're going to abuse it. Everyone who gets on this bike is going to abuse it, and that's how they design. That's the tank of a motor. It's going to last through everything. The curb weight of this bike is about 265 pounds. It doesn't feel it at all. It's super light. It's set up really narrow. When you get on the bike, it feels almost weightless. So I'm really impressed with what Honda did with this bike. I'm really glad that someone finally started to cater more and more to this intermediate market like Kawasaki with their 140G. Maintaining a dirt bike is like maintaining your car. You change the oil regularly, you're going to check your air filter, which is something different. You're going to check it more often. Every single time I go to the desert or to the track, I'm going to clean my air filter. The other thing is this has a battery. Definitely check your battery charge. You don't want to get out there in the desert and then it not turn over. Sometimes it'll turn over at home and you get there and it's not going to work. Always hook it up to a Tinder, keep that charging, or actually test the battery. See how good the life of it is. If my battery is low, I'm going to swap it out before my trip. Aside from that, you should check your knobs, check your chain, make sure it has enough slack but not too much. You can notice the teeth on these are crisp. On your rear sprocket, if a sprocket's really worn out, it'll actually start to look like eye drops or water droplets. It'll get really, really loopy. Sometimes these will even get so bad that they'll start to curve like shark teeth. That's something with bikes with more torque, like a 450 per se. Something specific about tires, you notice how precise and how cut they are. Every single knob has its own precise cuts on it, and it's not rounded at all. That's what's giving you the grip, not the actual knob itself. I mean, yeah, it does dig deeper, but if this thing was half the size, as long as it still had the same shape, it's still going to cut into there as long as the terrain's right. So as soon as these start to round off and become round knobs, that's when you're ready to change your tire. Not when there's no more knob left on there. It's when it starts to lose its shape. That's something that a lot of people really don't understand when they're getting into motocross, and you feel your bike's like it's not handling like it's supposed to, and you think something's wrong with your suspension. A lot of times it's just your tire. It's just worn out a little bit too quick. I mean, that's pretty much it for the overall maintenance of this bike and what to look for and how to keep it maintained. If there's further questions you have, please leave them below in the comment section. We'll try to answer them the best we can. If you like our content, you can subscribe, you can like, and this is Cole Stock with Mission Motorsports in Irvine, California. Our phone number is 949-582-0351. Thank you so much.